Welcome back. What about this case? It's called the Servant Girl Annihilator, also known as the Austin X Murderer. That's what it says on Wikipedia, and today I'm going to narrate it for you so that hopefully you get some nightmares or maybe you get wet dreams. I don't know, it's what you're into, I suppose. But we're dealing here with an unidentified American serial killer who preyed upon the city of Austin, Texas between 1884 and 1885. So anyone that lived back in that time span, let me know, because you sure are old as hell. Anyway, so let's go over what they've written here concerning the murders. It stated the following. According to Texas Monthly, the killer murdered 7 women, 5 black, 2 white, and 1 black man. Additionally, the killer seriously injured 6 women and 2 men. All the victims were attacked indoors while asleep in their beds. 5 of them were dragged, unconscious but still alive, and killed outdoors. 3 of the women were severely mutilated while outdoors. All the victims were posed in a similar manner. 6 of the murdered women had a sharp object inserted into their ears. The series of murders ended with the killing of 2 white women. Ulla Phillips, age 17, and Susan Hancock, who was attacked while sleeping in the bed of her 16-year-old daughter on the night of 24th December 1885. Only one of those arrested, James Phillips, was convicted. He was found guilty of murdering his wife, but the conviction was later overturned. London authorities questioned several American cowboys, one of whom, according to the authors of Jack the Ripper A to Z, was possibly Buck Taylor, a performer in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. Taylor was born in Fredericksburg, Texas, about 70 miles west of Austin. According to a front-page article in the New York Times of December 26, 1885, 400 men were arrested during the course of the year. Also, according to the Texas Monthly, powerful elected officials refused to believe that one man or one group of men was responsible for all the murders. The African American community and some practitioners of voodoo believed the killer was a white man who had magic powers that enabled him to become invisible, as no dogs outside or in a fenced yards adjacent to locations where murders occurred were heard to bark or raise any alarm. That's kind of fascinating, man. Voodoo? Turning invisible? Being able to murder people while being invisible? It's kind of like that movie that came out recently called The Invisible Man. I mean, if this power really exists in this manner, I sure hope I won't have to find out personally. If you know any victims of such a case, let me know, because that sounds creepy. The series of murders stopped when additional police officers were hired. Rewards were offered and citizens formed a vigilance committee to patrol the streets at night. Contemporary newspapers reported that the murderers had apparently fled the area, as no more murders were officially attributed to the killer by the authorities. There is an interesting detail they've written here concerning an eyewitness account, which was published in 2000 in the Texas Monthly, which stated there was an eyewitness who claimed to have seen the murderer, but reported contradictory information to the police. The killer was variously reported to have been white or dark complexed, or a yellow man wearing lamp black to conceal his skin color, or a man wearing a Mother Hubbard style dress, or a man wearing a slouch hat, or a man wearing a hat and a white rag that covered the lower part of his face. There were also reports that the killer worked with an accomplice or belonged to a gang of murderers. Yeah, this totally gives us some idea on where to look for, right? By now the guy's probably dead anyway, unless he's a mortal vampire. For all I care, some of these serial killers might be one. Wouldn't surprise me at this point. I've seen some crazy shit looking into all these cases in the past. And with that being said, dear viewer, have sweet dreams.